Hello, I'm DK Douglas from Until Daybreak, and you probably thought that we were going to be doing another vocal cover. Don't worry, those will come back. But I've had a few individuals come up to me and say, "Hey, DK, how do you do this whole screaming thing? Do I like gotta sell myself to Satan?" No, you don't gotta do that. I'm here to tell you exactly how to take my job today. So first of all, you probably already heard a billion times that you gotta know how to breathe through your diaphragm. So I won't really touch on how to do that because most of you guys probably already know how. You just kind of push out with your stomach and when you breathe in, and that's basically the how to do that. And when you go to scream, you should probably take deep controlled breaths, so it's not just you want to before you scream, so you can get a lot more power and air behind your scream, so it sounds a lot louder and a lot larger than it really is. So that's thing number one. Thing number two is that you need to get the roughness down of the scream before you can start doing it, because it's a lot different than singing. The biggest way that people learn how to do this sort of a scream is that they learn how to bark kind of like a dog, like a big old dog, not like a chihuahua, like a pit bull, a boxer, kind of that stuff like that. And it's kind of like not necessarily in your throat, but it's not in your mouth either. It's kind of in that weird spot at the back where the roughness comes for me. So mess around with that, figure out where the roughness is for you, and that's the basic part of screaming itself. Next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to pick a range for your scream. Today's video we're going to go over a mid, so like just the middle of your range, just nothing impressive, just the mid. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to take a clean note. Forgive my singing, I know I'm terrible. You're going to go and then you're going to build up the roughness as it goes. Depending on how it sounds building up to it, you might be able to do stuff like Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. You might be able to do a pretty awesome mid scream. Kind of depends on what your voice can do. So you go, and that's kind of working that way towards the yell scream. And then you just keep pushing and pushing, not with your throat. Do not push with your throat. You keep pushing with your stomach. So it turns from to yeah, yeah. And that's basically the basic laydown of how your mid screen is probably going to sound at the start. You mess around with the shape of your throat, the shape of your mouth to form how your scream will sound. It's a lot of just trial and error at that point on your end. And you're probably going to notice when you start off that your throat is going to be scratchy. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just your muscles being like, yo, we haven't been worked like this. What are you doing to us? Don't overdo it with the scratchiness, but if you feel scratchiness, it's totally fine. If you feel soreness, on the other hand, that's when you need to stop. Because soreness can lead to vocal damage, which could lead to you not being able to talk anymore, which is not decent at all. When you first start screaming, it's going to sound probably really, really bad and really, really breathy. That's fine. You're not going to sound like Johan from Amon Amarth. You're not going to sound like Danny from Cradle of Filth. You're going to sound like you and no one else but you. Just understand that now. Get that mental block out of your head if you want to sound like that guy, because it's not going to happen. You can get close to it, but at the end of the day, your scream is going to be inherently, entirely you.